Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Hello, this is Divine Sunshine coming to you live. No, not coming to you with your Divine Sunshine reading for the Divine Feminine energies. I wanted to tap into that since it would be fitting, since I did the Divine Masculine energies, tapping into that one, is to tap into the awakened Divine Feminine. I think that's better to put out there, more positive, more of seeing that they are awakenings, calling them as they truly are. So we're going to take a look into the energies. I feel before I even started, I kept on hearing the song, okay, ladies, let's get into formation. Okay. I kept on hearing, doom. That little beginning has she going, she got that beginning beat. And it kept on every time I was moving and doing things, it kept on sending me that beat, and I was like, okie dokie. So it's time for us to get into a formation. And anytime I put like my ponytail like this, to me it always reminds me of like a Nubian warrior princess. Like it's time for me. I can see me with the banded the bracelets on and standing there with a spear and saying, let's get ready to rumble, or let's get ready to really war up. This is very important, this message that I feel that I'm going to give you, not what I feel that I know that I'm going to give you, is really prepping up and getting ready for, because after this week, next week, we're rearing up and getting ready to go into Aries season. Aries is about woo, that's my sign. It's about really knowing that go-getter, knowing what we want. Like we're going to get it at all costs. When we set forth a plan to do something and we laser beam target and focus on it, as Kathy D and April, it's like they're like okay, boss, we in mode. It's like, this is what we gonna do, this is how we gonna get there, this is that. So we need to kind of get into formation in our minds, in our spirit, as to what we specifically want to do. I've said several times in last year that when we get into April is the time where we're just taking flight. Right now is, again, we have been trying to get ourselves prepared. There's been a lot of tears, a lot of emotions, all that stuff. And so now it's almost, I seen in somebody else's thing, they was talking about like April showers bring on May flowers. Well, it's a little earlier. These emotions that we have done is now that it's watered and has saturated. That's where we're bringing in, fertilized the soil, the seeds that we planted. Now it's time for us to be able to reap the harvest, the things that we have planted through our emotions, clearing up. And this is springtime. So again, in spring, it's always talk about spring cleaning, getting rid of those things that no longer serve. This is where we are. So it keeps on telling me, I keep on hear that beginning going, she going boing, boing. She has that boing sound at the beginning. So it keeps on playing that in my heart in the background. It's saying, this is what we need to do. We need to get into formation. Let me clean. This look, all this extra shine, but I'm shining. So again, for us to be able to get ourselves together into this formation, to get ready for what is to come in April, what things we really want to see, because whatever it is that we got to do, we got to stay true to the cause. Like I was telling one of my clients, you've got to watch it. The universe will bring a whole lot of interesting things that will kind of distract you or deter you or get you off task, and you got to stay strong to it. You got to know within yourself, no matter how things are looking, no matter what is going on, that this is what you are. Now we're getting to the point that in April, we're going to show up to show out. We're going to let Source go on ahead and work through us, do the things that it says that it needs us to be as a channel for them, to be able to do what we need for the world. but also for ourselves to really say, you know, all of that work that I've done in 2019 or 2018, and now being really serious about it. Now it's time for me to really stand on my own morals, stand on my principles, and actually move forward and do so. So now we're going to look at, again, they bring this thing of formation. So I'm going to ask, what's the energies that's currently going on with the divine feminine right now? So again, here we have here, which is a community. That means, again, the coming together. I think we had some card that was talking about the communion, how to be able, when I asked you about how to deal with being a transitional character, that communion, this really truly understanding becoming a part of something bigger than yourself. This is where you are becoming larger. So that's why they talk about, let's come on, ladies, let's get in formation. This is a lot of female energies. Let's bring it all in together. And I see pillars there. Again, what I tell you, when I see pillars, that means our foundation. What are we thinking? What are we setting forth as far as our principles and things in which I say you don't have a leg to stand on, that we're really standing on, to say, okay, this is it. It is time for, I see two here. So that means, again, there's a balance. Two pillars here. With pillars represents foundation, but it also represents the signs of the balance of the 11 that we always symbolize, and attached to twin flames. So we got the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies together. Now what I'm seeing here, this is on the left, which means to me that the divine feminine is more prominent. The divine masculine energies is to the background. So again, here it's got a lot of growth. A lot of growth on that pillar. So there's a lot of growth, but there's beauty in that growth that we're expressing. Even if you think that you are a dominant divine feminine that's looking at this reading, then we're talking about also the divine masculine energies within you. Right now there's a growth process going on, the divine masculine within you and on the outside. So this is where you are actually at here. I'm seeing this color red, which is popping, which is letting me know you're getting grounded and rooted in things. This is, again, if you're getting information, we talk about foundation. We're talking about that root chakra, that same thing that was going on for the divine masculine, the same thing that's going on with you, where we've got to clear all of that family, ancestral things. We got to clear up all the things of the past that was not, because here we got the angels of balance here, which I see the card here stating again, there's pyramids there. Pyramids, again, is foundation as well. Pyramids, again, is geometric shapes. It's a layering. There has to be a so exact of measurement of how you layer one brick on top of the other brick, because you want that shape there. You want things to kind of start shaping up. And this, again, is about formation. How are you forming your thing? That, again, at the end of it is almost also, they're saying, showing me like a hierarchy. What are your, like Maslow's hierarchy needs, where we're talking about just the basic things all the way up into the spiritual, until you really truly are awakened at the top of the peak. What is the things that, again, that needs to be a light unto your lamp unto your feet, that's giving you ways, or it's giving you a direction, that's giving you also truly light as to where you actually need to go. And I'm looking at her, really looking at it, say, I'm becoming divine, but I'm also looking at this lamp here to really truly direct me. So that goes again back into that Aries energies that's coming in, whether it's the 20th, March the 20th or the 21st. And so really under truly that, in that energies, understanding there's a laser beam focus, like the target sign that we've got to be. We can't be all over the place. We can't be spinning 5,000 different plates and stuff. Is at this point, it's almost better to be, they're bringing me a master of one than a master of none. And they have 5 different things all over. Now it's okay, just like Deborah whisper that came on here, and she said that's fine, that if you got these different projects that you're having, I'm speaking to somebody as well that's watching this, it's okay for you to have a project, and then that project spills over into another project and spills over into another one. I'm seeing like waves, like ripples. That's again with you all, ripple effect. That's fine, but let's not have 5 or 6 different things spinning all over at the same time. I always remember as a teacher said, Booker, you a jack of all trade but a master of none. To me, I want to take that verbiage, and I can hear April say, let's take that different. It's okay to be a master of a lot of things, but let's make sure that right now at this time that we are doing what we're doing, and we're doing it well, and we're not grabbing onto something else when we haven't got a good footing on what we have before us first, and then we can let it naturally spin. The new thing the Spirit has been bringing to me, and I'll give you that key of knowledge, or that key to union to self on there, is to just be, and then let the success come and flow to me. I'm going to say it again, to just be and let the success flow to me. This is where it is, because I've always felt from a little child up until now is that I shouldn't have to be really working hard to get all this stuff. This stuff has already, from where we've come from as being a sovereign being, these things are, we know that abundance is our birthright. Prosperity is our birthright. Whatever we want is our birthright. So we should be at a point of, again, that state of being, like Eckhart Tolle keeps on telling us, and all we got to do is through our intentions follow through. So if it's success, instead of us trying to will it and to make it happen, that is why in some ways with our divine counterparts, that's what they're trying to show us, because we know a lot of times that we try to force the relationship with them, or we try to force communication. You see them do that, they back their hands off. I'm gone. I'm gone like a ghost. And you're like, well, what's happening? I'm trying to, because you're trying to will it, so you're putting too much energy into it. And they are also showing us that's how life is. We don't need to keep on making it happen, making it so. We just have to just be and let it attract to me. And that's where we have to learn. That's the lessons that we have to learn from the relationship with them. I think about, I think it was Divine Maverick that you were saying that the relationship that you have with the Divine Masculine is almost in some ways the same relationship that you have with Source or the universe. How you are having, the more and more you want something, the more and more you retract it away, instead of releasing it and having an open hand and say, okay, whenever Source you decide to give to me, then that is when I will be able, and I'm ready to receive. That is when I know you will give me the very thing that I've been asking for. A lot of times I hear somebody in the background, and my empathy is showing, like, you mean they just like, the Source is like, the relationship with Source is the same thing with the masculine, and the way they acting, all where they are, they're acting. Again, we're taking again the shadow and the light side of it, but the overall arching lesson that they are bringing to you is that the understanding of release and let it flow and let it go. That's their whole thing. And that's the same thing like with Source. You pray, you set the affirmation, and you wait and you receive. Now, there is work that you have to do. That means everything that you do has to be in accordance with everything that you set forth as you affirmed it to be, as that you pray it to be. But you don't need to keep on going out there and hustling and making it happen, like forcing it to go be able to come together. And this is where we are now at this point. You have to do the work, but you know within yourself, when you're truthful with yourself, when you're trying to make it happen, when you're not instead of allowing it to happen. Okay, it's a difference, and you know what that is. So now, what's going on in the 3D world for the Divine Feminine? What's actually happening? Clear with our energies that's going on with this. Same thing with the Divine Feminine here. They say you got to chalk it up. So, okay, there goes our connection, just like the infinity sign. You know, with the infinity sign, there is a part in which we overlap. It's the sameness. The connection is the Divine Feminine needs to also, too, get to the point that she chalks it up. It's like, okay, it's a wash. It's over with. I told you a lot of times, my dad would use that. Okay, I just chalk it up. That's a loss. Okay. I paid that. It didn't work out like I thought it was. That's a loss, So this is where we are in order to have union. Not only for that, I'm looking at this union thing, but I'm also saying to be at peace with yourself. You keep on fighting over something and you say it didn't turn out the way I want it to be. You keep on instant replaying it over and over and over in your head. That doesn't cause peace. That doesn't cause for you to be at rest or have integrity or wholeness with yourself. If again you keep on pushing that round peg in that square hole, and you see it's not really fitting well, and that's it, you're just making it work just to make it happen, at that point it's time for you to pull back and just to say, okay, you know what, maybe as one of my kindergarten, not my kindergarten, one of my elementary school teachers, she's a librarian, her name is Miss Kanazi. And I remember one time we were trying to get was it me trying to get into a certain high school here in Chicago, and she's like, was trying to get the resources through a certain person. And no, it wasn't that. I was trying to, it's another organization. But anyway, we'll stick with that. Trying to do that, and she said, okay, well, you know what that means? And we was like, no. She said, that means that channel's closed. That means that's it. So that means you're going to have to try another way to do that. So maybe it's not for you to go to that school. Maybe it's for you to go to another school, which that wasn't the school I wanted to go to anyway. I think it was that. It might have been something else. Anyway, I didn't want to go to that school. I wanted to go to another school, another magnet school that's known here in Chicago. Lo and behold, it did happen. I had to go a different way, but that wasn't for me to go that way. And that's why that channel was closed. So sometimes, again, the denial is not a no. A denial is saying that's not the best for you. That's not the highest good for you. And we have to get to that point to understanding that sometimes we do apply. What was it? Oh, my God. It was something I posted on my Facebook thing. I'm on here. It was something about they were saying you have to get to a point. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I didn't use my thing today. And it was a very good, and I think that's poignant for today. Oh, I just happened to go right on to my Facebook was right on there. And I posted it on there today, which is, if it fails, admit it frankly and try another. But above all, try something. Franklin D. Roosevelt. So, sometimes we'll find out in life that we tried things and it did not work. But then we need to go ahead and try something else. And that's what it's saying about chalk it up. Maybe that's trying something else. Might even be to the point where you just say, you know what, throw your hands up and forget it. That might even go for the divine masculine energies right now in the 3D, or trying to push and make something happen with that. Or it could be, again, even with yourself. To chalk it up. I keep on seeing them like it's saying circumvent. It's like try it another way. Or maybe try the same thing, but try a different strategy, different resources in order for you to be able to do that. Because again, that is a lot of times Spirit is talking to us, telling us what we need to be doing, and we don't do it. Shames Plug, this is a nice segue that I could take a break and do a commercial break about some of the things that we're doing here on this channel. If this is your first time, welcome. Those of you all that have been rocking with me all along, know that we have a Ground Zero event that's going to take place on April the 4th. April the 4th, we have a virtual playground a retreat that's going to be happening and starting at 2 p.m. Central Time. We have a lot of great guests that are coming on. You see the guests that I'm showing here for you right now. That is the lineup. We also going to have somebody doing yoga with us as well. And so these are all the good things that help you, since, again, we're getting ready for the month of April. I did the event right there at the beginning because, again, so you can be ready for that go-getter spirit that Aries season is bringing in, so you could be ready. Because again, April, Aries is really the start all over again of the astrological calendar. So it's really beginning a new year then. That's why I said Ground Zero. Instinctively I didn't think about it, but now I think about it now that it just came to be. That would be a great time for you. So if you want to get a good footing and making sure your astrological year is starting with, go to the event. It is free. I'm going to say it again. It is free. It is a free event. All that I'm asking for is that if you want to get a workbook that goes along with it, some bonus, upgrade bonus with that, which consists of the workbook, the a journaling activity, and a meditation video. as well from Kathy D and myself from the playground and April Williams. You may be able to purchase that for $20. Or if you want a raffle ticket, that is also for you to be able to get either a Yoni or a King's Theme program through April Williams, which is a lot of buku money that she wants to, but she's going to give that for free. If you want one from Kathy D, which is a past life regression session with Kathy D as well, you can raffle. We have that as a raffle prize as well, and then also me a 30-day transformational with support. That means we have calls and also reading in between there too as well. I'm giving that up as well too as for the drawing. And then I got one more, I believe, how this company, I got to check and verify that they want to also submit and give as a raffle prize for their company, but I believe it's only Chicagoland area only. So I got to look and see about that. So we got some great things. It's only $5 for the raffle ticket, but you're getting things that the value is $100 and more. And for those raffle things, just for $5, you end up walking up. You have chances that you may win that. That is a great thing, a great buy, and it's free. So, like I said, it benefits you to invest some time on a Sunday from 2 all the way up until 6. To be able to listen to all these things. Once you get the link, you must register, because that's the only way. I'm not broadcasting it on Divine Unisoul's 11 channel. You must get the link so you can be able to participate in that link. You'll be able to have access to the event at any time. So if you say, hey, 2 ain't good for me, you can be able to watch the video, the replay at any time at your own leisure. Okay, so it really benefits you for you to be able to do that. So there's something that Source had told me. Speaking of, I was going to do it one way. Spirit and Source have been telling me for the longest time, like, no, don't do it that way. I keep on saying do it free, but then have the other stuff that if they want to partake of the upgrades and the other things, they will pay for that in the raffle ticket. And say, don't worry about that, how you will be able to, you'll be blessed in return in another way. We'll find a way. And so then I was like, okay, well then, hey, you do that, then hey, I'll step out there and do this. So again, register. You must register. You can't just pop up on Divine Unisoul's thing at 2 p.m. Central, talk about, hey, where they at? I don't see nobody over here. Yes, because you don't have the private link. You must go and register for this free event. Okay, all right then, so let's go back into the thing here and let's look and see about what's the heart of the matter. Clear. The heart of the matter is what with the divine feminine? Children. Okay, so now children could go several ways with this. Children, again, would be your projects. Children represents new beginning, just like spring. There's a new beginning. And so in this new beginning that you've got to balance. They have both energies in here, divine feminine and divine masculine energies in there. So you have to balance both of them, okay? In your divine feminine energies, you've got to master nurturing yourself. A lot of times, like I said, we can be so very nurturing to everybody else, but sometimes I even listen in conversations with people that I even know that's in my soul tribe. The way they talk to themselves is a whole different story. The synastry that's in there, what's the other words? Why I'm lost for words. The sarcasm. Thank you. The sarcasm that they bring there. Not my there. Is the sarcasm that they bring there is so like a knife. Cutting up themselves. It's like, oh my God. So you have to watch, and this is unbeknownst, but you have to watch that too as well. So you have to deal with that. And I think a lot of times, like I said, we're more nurturing to others, we're more sympathetic, we're more empathetic to them than we are at ourselves. And we got to practice that. We got to practice that reparenting of ourselves, really nurturing ourselves, really being okay with not being okay, telling yourself that often, quite often, it's okay because we criticize. We got that critic, that inner critic that's really based upon some of the things, maybe of how we were raised, maybe that mother you seen them being very self-critical, and they pass on that way of doing things and dealing with life skills to you, and you self-critical, you don't even know, you involuntarily about it, but somebody on the outside listens to you, and it's like, they looking at you saying, do you like yourself? Because it don't kind of seem like you do. Not the conversation that you have. And so, again, if people could open up your, like my second grade teacher used to say, if I could open up your head and pour the information in, some of us, if we could open up our head and I actually see the kind of dialogue you have in there, you'll be like I'm seeing like in Boomerang, where they had that scene where Eddie Murphy was hugging, not John Witherspoon. That was John Witherspoon that was in the bathroom with the mother. They just had sex, and God, what's his name? I can see him. He's another one, and he just standing there, and Eddie Murphy just looked like I want to say something because he see his friend hurt. Like, I can't believe this. Did they just have sex at Thanksgiving dinner over at my friend's house in the bathroom? I can't believe. Okay. And then next thing he just grabbing him, hugging. It's just no words. Some of you all, the way you all talk to each other, I probably would want to do that and just hug you and say, Divine Sunshine, say, it's going to be all right. The inner dialogue that we have here. So again, children, when we talk about the divine masculine energies, some of us we've got to watch the three things that the divine masculine, that they have a dog on that side. So there's three things that you have to watch that. The three things that a dog represents is loyalty, friendship, and authority. Loyalty, friendship, and authority. So you have to watch that. Laugh. Loyalty, friendship, and authority. Laugh. Okay, that's the way I can remember that. So, how are you laughing? Again, in your divine masculine energies out there in the world. How are you laughing? How are you representing loyalty, authority, and friendship even in your divine feminine spiritually? How are you nurturing that? Being an authority in your spirituality. How are you being able to, again, your loyalty to the thing and the cause that you have spiritually within yourself? How are you also you being friendly, making the connections with source in yourself? How are you out in the world as the divine masculine? How are you laughing? LAL. How are you being loyal to things that you're doing out there in the world? How are you being authority in the leadership position in the role out there in the world? And then how are you being a friend? How are you making these connections? Because at the beginning they just said that, ladies, it's time to get information, and they say right here it's being part of a community. Three energies, how to be able to, that spirit, soul, and body, or that's you in the divine masculine energies and source, or that's you, the divine masculine energies and the world or the community, or that's you in the divine feminine and divine masculine energies and the world, or this whatever situation that you have, not karmic, but that thing, and bringing in more of a harmonizing energy between that. So now to be able to clarify this children thing aspect, because it is affecting this new opportunity that's being arised here for the divine feminine is bringing because they got here, which is soulmates. Now to me, when I think about soulmates, I think about what is your soul desire. Mates means we are perfectly like health mate. You help me out. Mate, like we match. What is it within your soul that is saying that matches you within, that creates this union within divine feminine and divine masculine energies within yourself, that creates this free flowing of love that keeps you into the flow of things? Because this is where they want you to actually be at this time when we talk about this new opportunity that they're saying, get yourself into formation, getting yourself in formation and alignment and integrity and honesty with yourself. This is where you need to be, divine feminine. So now moving on to that, let's look and see, let's get into some solutions here now. So again, with the divine feminine energies here, what do they want us in order to solve this, to get information for this new opportunity that's coming in, that we got to kind of wrap it up and see how we're going to be able to do our connections with other people so we can make this happen. They said they give us several things. They want us Teresa Avila, or Our Lady of the Interior, I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Okay, so again, that's again, like I said, the soulmate, like I said, the connections, the mate, how is it coming together, the connection, how is there a balance, because a mate means we match. So how are you matching the soul thing? Through the practice of laughing. Again, a loyalty, of authority, and friends, which means how you're connecting with others. How you're doing that? You got to trust yourself. The answers I find within me. That means, again, you've got to really clear out the cobwebs of the extra activities, divine feminine's energies that's going on, because a lot of times we say it's a disconnect. It's not even a disconnect. Thank you. I was like, oh, roba. This thing is not even only talking about what's going on with the divine masculine. You saying it's the disconnect. The way he acted 3D ain't the way he acted in 50. There's a disconnect as to how you're acting within you spiritually, and so as how you're acting on the outside in the 5D. That's a disconnect too. Okay, so even when you're seeing a disconnect happen with them, there's a disconnect too of how those two are coming together. So to know the answer, that's why you got to bring it in. That's why they're bringing you about this new opportunity. This is why they're showing you in the source card here too. And plus they're children, which means you're like a babe. You're not developed yet. You're getting there, but you're not quite there yet. Okay, so you're getting there, but you're not quite there yet either. So my thing is, I know that the presence of love is real. Okay, so you've got to understand that it's real. This love thing is real. Some of us have closed off ourselves to love. The belief of love here in the 3D, if we're talking about the connection with the masculine energies here in the 3D, as in the person, if they're a male or a female person. Some things that I told you before that we've got to the point that we do not believe. And if we're at that point, and I've even talked to myself and said that if you're at that point that you can't believe the things that have been done in the past, or that timeline that you keep on linking yourself to about the things that he has done, then you need to really wrap it up and say it's a wrap. It's a waste of my time and his time because he could come through the door today or tomorrow. And if you can't release that and see him as a new creature or coming differently, then it's not going to work. Okay, because that has got to, it has to work, because otherwise that you will, through your mind and through your frequency, like I had said before, will keep on conforming him. You got to remember he's you, or they're you. And you keep on programming yourself with that innerly. You're like, I'm going through the motions. We're fine. We're cool. But you got to remember that heart connects. And then it will make your counterpart start acting in a way that's off of that program that you're feeding, that you call yourself submission or pushing it down in your heart. It'll start showing through their actions, and before you know it, they start acting back again like it was before. And you said, well, I'll be damned, I thought you went through the work, I thought you went through the karmic cycle, or the dealing with the karmic, so you could come to be better. But within yourself, you still keep on instant replaying him in that old paradigm, in the old way. And although he has came new, but your expectancy in some ways, or the way you keep on programming and you send out that frequency, is making him to go ahead, just like a radio station say, well, let me tune in and dial into that. That's why I said, until you are truly ready, you can play the game and say, I'm ready, I did the work, I did everything, I don't care what divine sunshine say, I'm ready. But again, if again you have done the work and they have not shown up, there is still some work that has to be done. Okay? So that's the point there. So again, we have to understand, we've got to get to that point. And also with us, we've got to get to the point. I'm talking divine feminine energies. We so spiritual that again, there's goes that disconnect of being able to see what's going to actually happen in the 5D. We have to get to the point that we understand that what we seeing and what we believe in our spirit, in our heart, is the truth. And be able to read their heart too as well, despite what the illusion is showing up for the divine masculine energies in the 3D. Or even with ourselves. I thought things was coming together. It don't seem like it. It don't look like things are coming together. I thought I had applied for that job. I felt within my spirit I was ready to have that job. I thought that was going to be it. And then everything crumbled. They interviewed me and everything. Everything looked like we were set to go. And it seems like something happened. But I love the job. I love doing what I do. Why isn't things showing up like that? And you got to look beyond what's showing up, the illusion. The next thing we have here is the language of natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. What did I tell you again? Watch the way in which you're speaking. Speaking to you, they bring it to me very plainly. Some of you all got to watch the dialogue in which how you speak it to yourself. You got to watch. I've told you before again that sometimes and I did that a while back video, which was again, watch the way you're talking about your divine counterpart too, to yourself, because that goes into you all's bubble of you and two together of that energy. So you got to watch that too as well. Because some of you all, that's a blockage. It's going all in there. You got to clear the aura of you all's connection too as well. That has to stop. So again, watch the language. It says frequency right there again. I just said that about the frequency. Watch it, okay? And then also Hestia. It's got several of them. The goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. I am home. Some of you all are, and I'm going to be honest with you, a trigger warning in here. Some of you all saying, I won't be at peace until I'm with the divine masculine. That's not the way you're supposed to be thinking, okay? I don't think I'm talking to anybody on there, but I feel like it's be about a 10% of you all, if you be honest with yourself, you see that you're saying, I'm still saying that. Everything won't come together. I won't even put, let's take him off the table. Some of you all say, I'm not going to start or be able to at peace until I get this together. Or I'm not going to be at peace until, my family's all right. I'm having this and this happening, all these hospital experiences. I can't start anything until that comes and that settles down. I won't be at peace. I won't be at home until I'm actually living the dream. No, you got to be at the point. This is how this universe go. You got to be at peace even before you see the finish line. And some of us, that's a little hard for us to be able to understand that. I'm guilty of that too. Like, no. Have the fun, be at home, understand it's not a destination. That's what they always tell you about the journey of the twin flames. Not you keep on acting like the union is the destination. That's not the destination. That's just a stop along the way. Because at the end of the day, you still have you. And you still have to learn. You still have to grow. So there's no ending point to this. This is truly infinity, because you can cross over and die tomorrow and you still got it. When you go over, they'll tell you got to do a life review. You got to go back and learn over again and look and see what things that you do right, did you do wrong? What things could you change? And after that, then there's another point of you that you're learning how to adjust, how to be over there. There's still learning, there's still adjustment, and still there's training that goes on over there. So it don't ever be an ending to things. Okay, so it's affinity to beyond. And then they say also the goddess of light. We are sacred mirrors of reflecting back the same light. That's where that sense of community comes from. I think we also got to get now, especially it seems like the world is opening up back again. We've got to get back to learning how to reconnect. This is a new normal. There really is no normal. It's no more. We like to use that new normal. It's a newness. It's a change. We should not want to base things off of how we used to be anyway, because this is a new opportunity that's now being presented to us that we can recreate, smash up, and create new foundations. And this is where we are now. So we can be able to do that is, again, with this newness. This new opportunity that's being presented to us, and understand we're reflecting. If it's something that I'm seeing in other people that I'm not liking, there's something that I need to really take introspection to see about it. What way are they reflecting back to me that I need to make a change with it? Just like a mirror, it might not be the right hand that's reflected to you, it's the left hand. So what is it again that is something within them to say, I'm not quite that way, but there's something in there you do resemble. Or it might be even good. I always joke with people. They talk about, oh, you're beautiful. And I say, I'm just reflecting who you are. So that can always go also in the positive. Let's not look at the negative. So you see yourself surrounding a community of beautiful people, people to help to strengthen you or whatever like that. Then again, say, hey, I'm on the right path. I look at my friends and who I have around me, and that's a good indicator of who I am. When say birds of a feather flock together. We all of them I look at and I think they are a very great representation of me. I don't have too many friends that are like ego. Like if they are, you see me, they'll be in my circle, but they have some good things, but you see me have them like in the back. And I hear them say in the back of the pack. Right, just like a wolf. I'm a lone wolf, but I do have packs. I do have friends that are with me as well, and we are one, and I can happy to say that. That's another thing that maybe we need to check out, who's our pack, who's rocking and rolling with us. That maybe we need to say again. I've been saying that for a long time. They say, okay, I like you, you got good things, and you have to get to a point. You can't cut everybody off just like cold turkey, because some people always have something good that they could bring to the table. But if they're at the point that they're toxic or they're blocking or things you feel like with their presence is not flowing like that, then yes, you got to say deuces. And he's like, it's been nice. You know what? I'm not going to burn the bridge, but it's like this. But again, there are some, again, that you can say, hey, I can benefit from that. For my differences, you putting your right hand down. There's a reflection that I can learn from, okay? Because even when you look in the mirror, you can tell, okay, wait a second, this little piece right here, sometimes you can't get a handle because you're like, okay, now wait a second, is that my left? Oh, is this the right? Okay. Oh, okay. It's actually this piece is sticking up right here. Oh, okay. This is not that. Okay. So that helps you even in the opposition. There's still something for you to be able to learn from. Okay. All right. I feel like with you all, we have to talk a little longer. I think the masculines wasn't as long. Excuse me. I feel like my nose chakra is clear. It's moving. Okay. So now, I did it. There were two other things here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine on that one. So it might be for that one. Okay, so what we need to do as far as and get into our divinity is really truly being divine and getting the formation about this new opportunity is a God of love. Now, this one is actually Cupid. This is not the traditional Cupid that you always are used to. So understand that with this, that when we talk about love, several things. How we show up for love might be different than anybody else and unique, and we should be all right with that. The way our other person might show up for love might be totally different than the way we used to as well. But we have to understand, rabbit to me always represents new beginning, like springing forth. Also, and then also we got this other bird here which eats up the dead to make way for new. So again, we've got to be able to begin something to you got to end something. So he also has this bow and arrow that goes at target side. We've got to be divine feminines, laser beam focused. I think a lot of times with us that are might be dominant divine feminine energies, it's a little hard to know how to navigate in the in the 3D world, divine masculine world. That is true. It is hard for us to back because we're not understanding. It's like, why won't they just, in the divine masculine world, that means out there in the 3D where everybody is about that alphaness, that go-getter thing. It's like, why won't they do things with pure intentions? Why won't they, what they do, they say what they mean, and they mean what they do. And that is what causes confusion, not only in the world, but it also reflects into our relationship with our divine masculine energies. And there's disconnect there as well. Okay, and so then next thing we need to have become a goddess of strength. Now this is interesting. She's got this is Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, she has all of these herbs getting prepared for the burial of things. It's a preparation there. And I've told you all before, again, that goes back to what we had before there. We've got to get ready to end things. There's things that's got to be buried. And to me, in some ways, I talked about that, and I'll always try to, because I tell you, coach, I wish I would have did it on the other one, but that's all right. As a coach, as a spiritual coach and teacher, I try to give you some activities. I said this before as an activity, but let's go back and revisit again. Maybe since we are coming into a new astrology year, this will be a good time for you to do a eulogy. Eulogize those things that need to be put to death. So you would sit down and you would write a eulogy. Goodbye to whatever, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want to get rid of. And then again, now say something as a declaration as to something that you want to see to live this new opportunity that it presents in your life there. So again, goodbye. Here lies doubt. The doubts that I have of 2019 and the doubts that I had carried on into 2020 about how I'm going to have my business, how I doubt myself and my gifts and my abilities. Here lies doubt that I will say that will not be a blockade to me anymore going into the year of 2021. Okay, you served your purpose. You help me grow. You helped me to see things in which I seen that no longer served me. Were some good times that we had with that doubt, but there were many times that doubt messed me up. And I am so glad to see you being gone and go and transform into another thing, another creation, as far as being doubt. Doubt you were good, but at the same time you were very, very bad to me. So again, here lies, I give you again, here lies doubt, and I rest you from dust to dust, to ash to ashes, and that is the end. Okay, and so then you do your declaration. Here is now my declaration of strength. I see myself as a powerhouse coming into 2021 with subscribers and people in which really truly see me as a beacon of light, that I'm helping them to get into their purpose, into their truth, into finding true keys to union. I see myself as this in my decree, I am one of the ones will seek out after spiritual coaches and teachers that I am going around from place to place and across the country and sharing my things of being divine and how the love of a twin flame and being in union. I decree myself of being in union in the 3D physically as the definition of a human would say, as well as of being in human. I'll put a footnote. I'll tell you why I said that, because I asked for the being union. Spirit and universe had a real nice tricky way of saying, oh, you want union? Okay, we give you union. But that wasn't my definition of union. So that's why I say I'd be more specific as to me as a spiritual being having a human experience. I would like that expression of a 3D union as that. And I mean full course 3D union, and you know exactly what I mean is my heart desire, not the trick and swap that you gave me. But anyway, so that's what I decree. Living a happy and prosperous life with the divine counterpart, me and him, and that's it. I'm not going to share the other stuff, but I finished it out in the spirit. So this is where, again, we have to be as far as strength, giving way. So I would say do a decree of that and a eulogy of the very thing that you saying that might be blocking you, that needs to for you to be up level to go to the new beginning. Now let's go on to the next thing, which is, again, I didn't mean for this to be that long, but a lot of times I feel like with us we got to kind of coach and uplift clear each other on this one. So what is the healing? I like the thing that we need to heal right now as we get information for this newness spiritually within ourselves, because I mean, as so within, so without. I think really the process of us getting ourselves together is we got to get the core right, so everything just like sun will be able to radiate from there. If we don't get this divine feminine energies on tap and right and not all over the place and wavering because this happens and now I got to refuel my spirit back up again because on the outside it ain't acting right, that's something that we've got to really truly work on. So here we have here is again, I said this earlier, like attracts like, which is again, so within, so without. Look at the mirror, look at your friends, see who you're flocking with, who's rocking with you. Again, my energetic, here's your affirmation, my energetic frequency determines my experiences. I said that earlier, okay? Don't need to expound on that. Here we need to do is, again, the healing our belief system. So we need to believe. I create my reality based on what I choose to believe. I never give up on my dreams. That's why I said we got to get this inner divine feminine energies solidified as far as where she knows she wants to go. Senses. That's another thing that we need to look at. They're saying in order to heal our divine feminine energies, which is I choose to trust the energies of this situation rather than what my physical eyes see. I said that. Bam. Drops the card. Here we go. Talented. I honor my unique talents as they have been given to me from the divine to share with the world. Talked about that earlier, about the uniqueness and how you showing up that's different than anybody else. Okay? Where's that card? I don't know where I put it. And then honesty. Been saying on Divine Sunshine's Neighborhood, integrity, honesty ends up to be wholeness within, which leads up to union, which is I speak up when I have something to share. I am no longer fearful of what other people cannot handle. Honesty. I think again the divine feminine energies, a lot of times we do have an issue of trying to be able to express ourselves, and we're always this empath. I can feel, if I say this is gonna hurt their feelings. You know what? And I always think about what my mom said. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. That is what's going to make the difference, and that is where we have to remember to draw. I hear them say draw the line. Okay, as far as doing that. So now let's look for the divine masculine. If you're a divine masculine energies, let's look and see about what can you do in order to do that. It's a heal your wounded soul. I'm hearing the song. It's here. It's a spiritual song that says that. And it says wounded soul. It just said that loud. So you got to heal your wounded soul. Divine masculine. That's first thing. Divine masculine energies that's watching this for the divine feminine, because it's always about how can you be able to help yourself to create that union within yourself. It this again for the divine feminine energies, and that also filtrates without. So the divine masculine energies here. Understanding, excuse me for their language, because this is again this one. Say understanding that for the divine masculine energies in your divine masculine, understand that you are as Geo Scott says, you're so understanding that you are divine. There's nobody zero, no higher. You are the stuff. It doesn't matter that you're coming here uniquely. Expressing yourself. If people get you, they don't get you. Hey, that's their business. The main thing is, do I get me? Do I understand me? Do I know how I tick? It doesn't matter about that, because again, I tell you this all the time. It's not about them trying to change their minds. It's about you trying to change theirs as a light worker. Okay? That's why you were sent here, to show them a different way. Okay? Also, it says, stop trying to control every damn thing. Let shit go. Don't be so extra. So again, that goes back to this, chalk it up to divine masculine energies. I said that in your reading. Same thing is showing up here to help the divine feminine energies. You got to stop wanting to control things, wanting things to happen a certain way. I said that earlier. You cannot do that. Source, you see me pick the pack right on out the box there, and I'm shuffling them. You cannot do that. You cannot help in that way. You've got to let things be. Let things be, and then success will flow to you. Let these be, then love will flow to me. Let things be, whatever it is. You just got to be and set that intentions. That's it. You can't do that. You're doing extra. All that pushing and all these, I'm going to do this ritual and that ritual and all this extra stuff like that. It's fine. It's fine when you do all that other stuff, as long as it is not taxing, like you're making yourself. It's extra effort that you're putting forth. That's when it becomes wrong. You're meditating for 6 hours long because you really truly want to be in the flow. No. Or again, and I know this might be controversial, and I've seen that even on Patricia, you eating certain things or you doing certain things because you're telling yourself that's the only way that you can get enlightenment. Not so, okay? You have to do what's good for your body and what it tells you. It'll tell you, no, I can't handle that. I don't want that. Okay? Or you've been eating too much of this. I think it's time for you to tail it back and you start having this. You have to go to the flow, because anytime it becomes restriction to what you're doing, you're restricting, it's saying, the soul and the spirit. and you want it to be able to have an easy flow. This is not what we were sent here to be restricted. We're here to be able to experience and to learn, but understand at the same time, let's not do it to the point that, again, you're being abusive or excessive with it. And that's when you know when it is, when it's just like, you know what, you're not happy. That's why you see people start on diets and then they off the diet, because they're like, hey, you got to be in the right mindset. Everything has to be in alignment to say, yes, this is a good time for us to do this. This is what I feel that I want to do. You don't want to do it to the point that there's not an alignment on that. Okay. All right, so you have to do what's good for you and your spirit. Okay, and so next thing, pack your bags. It said, get the hell out of town. It will make you both lovable again. So again, both of you are loved. Wherever you are, that it seems like, according to the divine masculine energies, you need to get out of that, because it's disconnecting you from love. It's disconnecting you from love from yourself, being lovable to yourself. Well, so as the divine feminine energies, as well as connecting in the 3D, you doing that. You need to pack up. Pack up your bags and to move. It also means pack up your bags of those things that no longer suit you too, and to get rid of that. That's another thing that you have to do. As well, to get prepared. So this is it. Please make sure that you go over to Divine Unisouls 11.co. Make sure that you go and go and register for your event, your ticket to the event. That's the way you'll get that, and you'll get a link downloaded right there and then for you able to get to the event that's going to be on 4/4 Ground Zero again. Perfect timing, because it's the beginning of a astrological year. It's at the beginning. So again, you want to set off with that intentions. Everything when it's a new beginning is always about intentions. It's about that energy and that frequency that you're putting out there. Okay, so I know I will see you. I'm going to go out there and claim it in those intentions, that we're going to have a nice amount of people that's going to be there that say, I'm ready, I'm showing up, I'm ready, this is free, I can't do nothing but to show up for myself for this. So I will see you most definitely at the event on 4/4 at 2 p.m. Central Time. As always, remember, stay ascended. Oh, they want to give me different words. Be transcended. Transformed. Be transcended. Is that word transcendence? Transcendent. Be transcendent. Okay. Be transcendent, transformed, and unmovable. Interesting. All right, namaste. Now I'm going to go. Till next time, see ya. And I will be talking to you real soon. Oh, don't forget, just in case, this is Thursday. Tomorrow will be the playground experience. Make sure that you tune in at 7:30 Central Time so you can get the message. I don't know what it is. We'll come up with it. Just watch and make sure you smash, hit like, click, and subscribe so you can know what we're going to be talking about. Most of the time I post in the afternoon what's our topic and what we'll be talking about on the playground. So I will see you there. All right then. Mwah. Love you.